Hello everyone, Donny here. Welcome to another episode of the Retro series where we look currently at football management games from the early 1980s, and this one is especially early, to the early 90s and then beyond. I say especially early, this is probably one of the earliest ones we're going to have in this whole series. And when I was going through all those football games that I need to record, and of course Football Manager came up, and Football Manager was obviously the very first episode back nearly 2 years ago. Um, we I didn't realize there were so many different versions of it. You had Football Manager, then Football Manager 2, Football Manager 2 World Cup, and then Football Manager 3. And then I was thinking that there was an earlier version of Football Manager, wasn't there? There was the 16K version, and then we had the ZX81 16K version. And this is what we're going to briefly look at today. I say briefly because it's going to be a shorter video because obviously there's not much of the game we'll be able to see because it's written in ZX81 Basic, so there won't be that many screenshots, but we need to go and see this because this is a classic game or classic series. This is one of the football games that definitely brought me to playing football games on home computers. I actually started off with Acorn Electron before I had a Spectrum, but I remember playing Football Manager many years ago. So we're looking at today, obviously Football Manager, but we're looking at the March 1981 release of Football Manager. So this is before the 48K version came out. Uh, Done by, of course, Kevin Toms. It was actually a full release, 9.95. Now, I normally play this on my Spectrum emulator, the Spectaculator, but I can't actually find the file for this, and I did actually find that's true. I actually did find a file, but it did not work. So I looked over the internet and see if I could find anything else that would work, and actually did find something that actually made it work. So we will look at that later. But yes, this was Football Manager, the 1981 version of Football Manager, done by Addictive Games. Kevin Toms, of course, the creator, and there's the inlay front, which you can recognize as the famous one that the 48K version had. But we will see the original inlay. This was not the original inlay. There was a previous version to this. So let's just go and look at another article. There's no reviews about this game. We'll skip to the game very soon. But let's look at an interesting article done by Retro Computers. Computing, website, who have done a very good article about the first ZX81 game and Football Manager in general back in August 2024. So we're going to have a look at that now. So this was done by Retro Computing back in August 2024. I'm just going to make the screen slightly larger for you so you can try to read it. There we go, 150, that should be enough. So we'll go, oops, there we go. So this was done here for the celebration of Football Manager 40 years in 2024. And this was the original advert that was released for the ZX81 versions, but the actual first computer that he did base for Manager on was the Video Genie. Has anyone heard of the Video Genie? So here we go, the article here. With the full power of the Video Genie's hands, Toms was able to develop the game mechanics that made the original Football Manager so addictive. In March 1981, which is now 44 years ago, he successfully conceived the first version of his sports management simulation full of Video Genie as a text-only game. While the Video Genie option version was not a commercial success, it paved way for the ZX80 and ZX81 ports of the game, which reached a much larger proportion of the market due to popularity of ZX computers in the UK. In turn, the success of these ports allowed for the development of the ZX Spectrum version in 1982, arguably the most popular version of the game. That's the 48K version. That's back in episode 1, of course. But every version of the game, Spectrum, Commodore 64, BBC Micro, Electron, yay, and so on, we owe existence to the Video Genie. Here's a top 50 software chart back in 1985, and this is for all computers, including the Electron, BBC, and Commodore and Spectrum. You can see there Football Manager was top with Soft 8. I remember Soft 8. Then Possible Mission, Radar for Moscow. Remember Radar Moscow? That was meant to be the sequel, am I right, to Beachhead? Alien 8, Everyone's a Wally, Ghostbusters, Pole Position, Booty, and Blockbusters. And now we're going to see now what the original cassette inlay of Football Manager looked like, and these are this is the actual. Sorry, we're first going to look at the ZX81 inlay. So that's what the ZX81 inlay looked like. So if we just click on there, it shows you the full screen there. So this is what we're going to be seeing in a minute. You can see it's very basic, but again, it's the start of an amazing series of games. Also, it's worth mentioning in a further, maybe end of the year when we finish the Football Management series, we will be doing a Football Manager special where we quickly look at the ZX81 again, Football Manager, Football Manager 2, Football Manager World Cup, and Football Manager 3, all in one video, which is be worth you watching. It's not going to be done to the end of the year though. So that's the actual screenshots which we will be looking in a minute, and then we're looking down here, and if you notice, here it is. These are the original. This is what the game originally came in. So it originally came in Football Manager Red, as it was called, and then Football Manager Blue there. So Football Manager Red is where the, if you can see where my cursor's going, this is for the ZX80, 81, 8K ROM, wow, 16K RAM. And you used to get the game in that inlay, and then of course the Addicted Games, it started to get more and more popular. So there is the 48K version original inlay. So this was done by, it looks like post by mail. So you just send it to an address, and then it gets, the cassette comes in the post. And then of course the famous inlay of the cassette of the game, which this is time, you can't really see that there because of the glare there, but that's actually ZX81 16K. So you started off getting the game like this, and then as the game became more and more popular, I'm guessing the cassette inlay actually improved, and you get this version here, which is amazing. So there we go. So that's a bit of a sort of like feedback about the game, and it's really nice seeing these old screenshots. So we will go back now actually to the game, and I'll explain what I had to do to actually play the game for a little while. Again, the game is very basic. We'll only play it for a couple of minutes, but I had to go back and look at this game because this was the one before the 48K version, and I'm guessing not many of you can remember the ZX81 version of Football Manager, but here we are. So here we are at the game. So this is probably the only time in this current series that you actually will not see the using the eliminator version, or emulator version, sorry, of the actual game, because I couldn't find the game file. But I found a great ZX81 website which actually had the game as sort of like an online browser. So that means anyone who's watching this and you haven't got the Spectrum emulator, I can never say speculator correctly, or Fuse, for instance, which is another possible emulator. You can actually play this actually online in the browser. So you just go to Football Manager ZX81 and you find it on Google. So I actually have to run the game on here. So we'll go normal speed, and please exclude the flickering screens because it is meant to be a ZX81 on here, a ZX81 on my powerful PC. Wow. So you press R for run, and then press enter, and it loads the game up, which is amazing. Now you'll see a lot of differences here. It's funny that in the Football Manager series here, we're also that's the point, we'll look at the updated versions of Football Manager done by fans, the 24-25 version, for instance, which is done on the 128K. Remember the 128K version, which was done in the previous episode, I think it's episode 80. This is the ZX81 version, so we're going from the one game that had many options to this game which has the least options. But again, this should go down in history still as one of the greatest games. So you actually have to choose between you're in a team of just 8 sides, a league of 8 sides, but in 4 divisions. So I'm going to see if I can find Oxford. So I have to click 99. Now every time I press the key, it's not me, it's the interface that's actually doing this, the ZX81 interface. So this is how I guess ZX81 was. And there you go, there's Oxford. So I'm going to type in number 20. So every time I press the key, the screen flickers. So I'm sorry about that, but that's how what the ZX81 was like. So type your level. Now I don't know I'm guessing level 1's the least. So type 1, and then the game loads up. On this actual browser, you can actually make the game go a little bit fast, but I'm going to try to keep it normal speed here. So you've only got 5 options, I guess. A for sell or list players, L for loan, S for print status, so you can print things, and keep. If you type keep, that saves the game. So we're just going to list players and see what players we've got. So click A. Again, this game has no sound. It's just got enough. I think the coding just was enough for the Z81 for the basics of the game. So sound and color is not going to exist on this whatsoever. So you can see here all the players' names. It looks very similar to the 48K version. These names are quite unique though. I think this is a mixture of West Ham. There's some Ipswich guys. These are real players. So this is actually before and Kevin Toms used basically the England 1982 squad as names. Here you've got Villa, who's Ricky Villa, the Spurs midfielder striker. Kevin Burns, Ipswich, I think. Billy Bonds, who was at West Ham. Phil Neal, Liverpool. Parks, West Ham goalie, but here he's a defender here. Bailey was the Man United goalie. Macari, Man United. Mills, G-Mills. I don't know what G-Mills is. John Walk there, definitely I recognise that name. That's Ipswich Scottish striker. So you start off with a team of 12 players, and you can then go and buy and stuff like that. I don't know how much money we've got. I think that comes up after the game. So all the players have been picked. So I'm going to type 99 to continue. I don't think we need to make any changes there. So, and we'll go into 99 again. 99 was used again for the future release of Football Manager. And we're playing Wigan. We're in Division 4. Hit new line. So all I need to do is just press return. And then it's going to calculate the game or tell you if you want to proceed with the game or change players. So I'm not going to change anything because the lineup is pretty decent. The only lineup we can do is putting a lesser skilled player in. So we're going to keep him out. So Oxford against Wigan. Defence is 15, they got 5. Midfield's 20, they got 10. Attackers 4, they got 15. Now, if you remember what the match highlights were like in Football Manager 48K, when you had a little screen and the little players shooting the ball into the goal, don't get that here. You get no highlights whatsoever. You just get the game telling you who scored the goal, which team has scored the goal, not actually which player. You don't get that either. Again, this is only the ZX81 version. You won't get many options on this, but it's still an amazing game. So type 99 to continue the game. So that's what we're going to do. Match in progress. So this is normal speed. So all you're going to see is, which we have seen in other Spectrum games, is just the line will give you an update. There you go. Oxford have just scored against Wigan. No sound, just tells you that we've scored a goal. And then we wait until what happens next. Either we score or they score or the game ends. No, we scored again. So that's 2-0 up. So we're winning 2-0 at the moment. Again, there is no sound, no goal scorers. It's going to be a very basic game, but I can imagine playing this on your ZX81. You have loads of fun playing, especially it's a football management game. And there we go. Wigan did score. Final score: Oxford 2, Wigan 1. Gate receipts £5,000. Hit new line. And that's the first game done. It's a very short game. Here we go. We've got other results. Hull 2, York 2, Hull 2, Halifax beat Crewe, and Bury and Torquay drew. And then we'll hit enter again. So I don't think this game actually shows a league table. So we'll have to find out later. Oh, sorry, it does tell. It shows you a very basic league table. Here we go. This is the league table. So obviously we're top at the moment. There's only 8 teams in this league. League position 2, match played 1, hit a new line. And then what comes up next is our finance. So if we've actually got £100,500, it's quite generous compared to some other football games. And we've got now the transfer list. Do we want Talbot? I say no. 99 to continue. So again, and then we'll go back to the next screen. So we'll go back to our players again, and that's it really. That is the game. So we're just going to list our players. Now on this browser I can speed it up if I wanted to, but this is the largest screen we've got. But again, you can easily find this on Google. Just type Football Manager ZX81 and it gives you various options, and this one was one of the options. So we'll click 99 to continue the game, and then 99 again. And we'll play one more game. Oh, this time we're away to Wigan. We were home to Wigan, now we're away to Wigan. So I'm guessing we're choosing each side, home and away. I don't think there's any cups in this. I think it's just league. So our stats remain the same. Wigan's remain the same, so we should win this quite easy. Match in progress then. Let's see what happens in this one. So yeah, it's basically just 3 or 4 screens. After this match, we'll look at the one screen we haven't looked at, which is the lone screen. Oh, we can take the lead. That's a bit of a surprise when we're dominating in literally all the stats here. Like, they've got an attack of 5 compared to a defense of 15. So this will be a bit of a shock if we lose this one. Oh, there we go. We scored. Again, there's no goal scorers, which is a shame. But again, this is a ZX81. You're not going to expect much. But going back to 1981, 1982, this would be, you know, a very popular game. I can see why we beat them 2-1. It became the 16K version and then the 48K version, and we all know about the 48K version. If you're watching the Football Management series here, you must love Football Manager 82, and that's what I call it. I call it actually Football Manager 82 because obviously it's the Football Manager game out nowadays. So that's it. This is Football Manager ZX81 version. 2 games are now played. But interesting to see what our next game is. So we'll just go through all the screens. Oh, we lost some money there. Again, not anyone good. So type 99. And then let's do obtain a loan because we haven't seen that screen. Press L. You're 98, you owe nothing. Type a loan needed. So let's just type 1,000 because I don't think we can type 0. There you go. We add 99,000. Sell on list players. Let's just look at our players again. Do we get injuries or anything like that? I don't think we do. I think the players do lose some stamina and energy though. Yes, they do because I can see some of the ratings. So we might have to change a player, but we can't do it now because if you type a player number in now, that's the player to sell. So we'll continue. So I need to make one change, 99 to continue again. And then we'll go to, there is an FA Cup. Oh, that's great. Oxford against Hull, both in the same division. So this is round 1. Oh, that's very good. We've got FA Cup in this. So we'll just wait and see what the ratings are. We need to change team because one of our players has only got an energy level of 1. So we have to replace him. So of course we just let the game think. Here we go. Number of player, 10 players. We've got an injury. So injuries do happen in this. So I was going to take Villiers or Macari out, but I can't because we have to put a player in anyway. So we were going to get to this screen. So we need to put Evans in because it's the only choice we got. So he's player number 16. Type that in. Again, the screen's going to flash a bit in this episode because we're using the ZX81 interface. There we go. Thinking about it. 99 to continue the game, and let's just see how we get on this cup game. Let the game think. Continue. So even though we've lost a decent player, we are stronger than them, I think. So Ox against Hull. This is in the cup. Then Hull's in the same division as us. Again, there's only 8 teams per division, 4 divisions, 32 teams then in this game. Obviously, the Football Manager and the future releases had a lot more teams. But you have to, as I keep reminding, this is a ZX81 version of Football Manager. There we go, we're 2-0 up. So will Hull come back or will that be it? The game will let you know in a minute. We're 3-0 up now. So I think we've won this. 4-0. Yeah, I think we've won this. I think it's a safe bet that we're through to the next round of the FA Cup. Let's see how much money we get. FA Cup, you normally get quite a lot of money. Gate receipts and everything. There we go. Hull did score right now. Okay. So it's 4-1, but £5,950 through to the next round. So balance there of over £1,000 profit. And actually, this player is quite decent. 25,000. That's not too bad actually. Let's put 30,000 in. Your bidder is refused. Do we get any other chances? Yes, we do. Oh, that's clever. His value's gone up to 30,000. Okay, let's type 50,000. Bid refused. No way. It's gone up to 36. So even if I bid more than 50,000, it could be refused. Okay, we can't afford it. So yeah, anyway, that is Football Manager ZX81 version. I hope you have enjoyed going back in time to see this well-known game. Let me know your thoughts about this. Did you ever play the ZX81 version before you went over and played the 48K version? This is the experience for me. I never did. I actually went straight to the 48K version instead. But anyway, this is very enjoyable. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Again, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, then please do. We're trying to reach a certain total by the end of the year. And I had a lot of fun playing this. And it'd be always nice to hear from you, everyone. Send a like as well. That'd be great. If you want to make any comments, then please do, because I try to respond to every comment I can see. And thanks for staying with me. Don't saying goodbye. Bye-bye.